Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, the Ravens just finished their first preseason game, and I'm going to be here to review it. I've written down some things, some notes when I was watching, so I'm just going to explain to you, but I liked what I saw tonight. I'm just going to go down the list. The first thing was Mike Davis. That's a great veteran ad for depth at the running back position. He can block, he pancakes someone, and he had a touchdown. He could get to the outside, he could go up the middle. I liked him a little bit more than Deontay Freeman and Latavius Murray last year, at least in the preseason. It is only one game, so. Benjamin Victor is also a physical. I don't think that he's going to make the roster. We have enormous wide receiver depth. And I'm thinking we only take 5, maybe 6 people on the roster. Bateman, Duvernay, Prochet, and then 4 and 5 are a toss-up. 4, I'm thinking it might be Tylan Wallace. 5 is either Slade Bolden, haven't seen him yet, or Slade Bolden, Benjamin Victor, and then Shamar Bridges, which we'll get to him later. But he did make a lot of unnecessary spins, and he did miss a catch that could have been caught. Rod Woodson with Jerry Sandusky. I loved it. At first I was kind of iffy, but Rod Woodson gives me the Ben McDonald feel. They both speak exactly the same, and you could tell that sometimes he was looking for the right words to say, but this is only his first on-air appearance, but he's a perfect color commentator. He knows the game. That's why I like him. We had Kyle Hamilton on special teams. Maybe it was something they saw in training camp, but let's not try to do that again. Let's not try to put him on special teams. He's already good at safety, and he fell on his butt a couple times trying to run down a player in special teams. Demarion Williams, or Pepe Williams, is literally a Marcus Peters 2.0. That first series, he almost had a pick, but he jumped in front of the route, but then he dropped it. That's a rookie mistake, whatever. But the main thing was he jumped the route, tried to pick it. That's something Marcus Peters would do. And then later in the series, I heard someone say that instead of running with the receiver, he kind of peeled off and did his own thing. That's literally a Marcus Peters 2.0 in my opinion. It looked like the fumble drill worked in the rain with the hose. Kyle Hamilton got his first fumble recovery, even though he stole it from some of his players. But whatever. Isaiah Likely, my God. First, let's start off with the negatives. Negatives, he can't block at all. Like, literally cannot block. He got 2 holding calls, and then on the read option, he was one of the lead blockers in front of Tyler Huntley. And he just put his hands up like he didn't know where he was going. It was really bad. But he's very special after the catch. He finds a way to get open, and he can go up and get it. He is literally a Mark Andrews 2.0. It's unbelievable. The offensive line depth looks a lot better, like literally a lot better. Granted, it is only one game, but it looks a lot better than last year. Malik Harrison at middle linebacker, he's beginning to develop. He's hitting the holes. He's going east to west instead of north to south. He's going to be, hopefully, something special. Special teams was lacking tonight. On the punts, we kept going out of bounds. We got a couple fouls for that. And then for kickoffs, we let up a lot of yards. I love how Travis Jones was a menace. He got 1 sack, we'll get to that, but they were double teaming Travis Jones and he was still getting pressure. He was literally driving them back. He was single-handedly destroying their offensive line. Good thing Jefferson can see now. He had that one play where he stuffed the hole and destroyed the running back. That was really cool. Greg Roman, he called a decent game. He definitely has better play calls on third down for the blitzes especially. But in the first half, all he was calling was crossers, and you could tell that we weren't getting very far down the field for our first couple drives. But then we expanded as the game went on. Odafe Owe didn't do much. I think he had like 1 or 2 series, maybe a quarter. I don't know. But he definitely started the game. But he wasn't one. There weren't any pressures, quarterback pressures. There weren't any sacks. So hopefully he can develop more. We definitely need more linebacker depth. You could see that there were spaces and holes during the running game that got open. Also in the passing game, there were a lot of holes there, but I think some of those safeties can fill that linebacker role. I'll get to that. Steven Means, who is this guy? He was destroying the offensive tackles on both sides. He looks to be a edge rusher veteran. I've never heard of him, but he's doing amazing. He has a sack and then 2 pressures tonight at least. Interior defensive line didn't look great, apart from Travis Jones in the first half, but that is because Calais Campbell, Michael Pierce, and Justin Matabike weren't playing, so I understand that. Isaiah Likely needs to learn how to grab inside the blocker's nameplate instead of outside, and that's what he's going to be learning in training and practices all this week. Like I said, Roman hadn't been calling crossers. We talked about that. There were a lot of receivers trying to spin out of the tackle instead of using their body. Who did it? I think it was... I saw Polk, P-O-L-K, Polk. He did a lot of that, but there was one, I think it was Victor actually. He could have just ran and got the first down, but he spun out the tackle. I don't know. Juju James, man, he is one unsung hero of tonight's game. He got outside on both the blocks. He got on the Mike Davis touchdown. He got outside and sealed the edge there, and then on the Tyler Huntley read option, he sealed the edge. He's going to be great for run games, for run downs. Shamar Bridges is everything that we don't have at receiver. Height, speed, go up and get the ball, X factor. He should make the 53-man roster. I'll talk more about him in a second. Tyler Beatty, he is shifty, man. He's probably going to make the roster. I'm not entirely sure, though, because I want to see Nate McCrary get there, but I don't know. That's going to be because Dobbins, Edwards, Davis, we have room for one more. Rather that be McCrary, Clement, or Beatty. I think it's going to be Beatty, so we'll have 5 running backs, I believe. Maybe 4. 4, maybe 5. Tyree Phillips should not be a tackle. He got a penalty for holding, and he just kept getting blown up. They should keep him at left guard. I love how the defense is finally looking to strip the ball first by punching the ball out. That's something they've been working on at training camp, apparently. I heard the announcers say that Shamar Bridges was the tallest receiver that we have on our roster, and Jordan Stout kicked the ball to on a kickoff, and he was the first. Shamar Bridges was the first one down there to get the ball. Geno Stone, man, he in that last quarter, last half, he turned up. He did very well. He needs to be on the roster. He needs to be on the roster. It's going to be very tough with the safety. It's going to be very tough with the safety, what's it called, depth at safety. But he could basically play a linebacker. He is a little undersized, a lot undersized actually. But he just fills the gap so much. He really doesn't do much covering, if that makes sense. He jumps routes and stuff, but where he really excels at is finding a player, going and meeting him right at that right at the player and just tackling him. He's one of our best tacklers when it comes to hit stick ability. I liked what I saw from our quarterbacks. Tyler Huntley did great. We know him. He's going to make the roster. Anthony Brown is a good QB3 to keep on the practice squad. I'm going to say he's a QB4, actually, to keep on the practice squad. I think it's going to be Lamar, Huntley, and Hundley. Hundley, I don't know. He had that one good throw, but he also fumbled. Technically, it wasn't a fumble, but yeah. And then our final note here is Kyle Hamilton. Alright. Obviously, he did get that fumble recovery, but like I said, he stole it from one of his guys. Look, I want nothing else more than Kyle Hamilton to excel as a Baltimore Raven. I think he might do that, but he's gonna need to learn how to cover and how to tackle. He covered very well. He made up a lot of ground, but he did miss 4, maybe 5. We're gonna say 4. He did miss 4 tackles, but I think he was just over pursuing, if that makes sense. Obviously, he's gonna be a very good prospect, but I think he's gonna struggle in his rookie year. That's it. I think we touched on everything, but I did want to leave it with Ravens are looking very well for the future in 2022. Mark Andrews, if teams cover him, that's going to leave Bateman wide open. If teams cover Andrews and Bateman at the same time, it's a very good chance that both of them, maybe one of them, is going to get open. And even if they don't, Isaiah likely is going to be running across the field, and someone's going to find him there. That's not even to mention our running backs, Dobbins and Lamar. Lamar's a quarterback, you know what I meant. Dobbins, Edwards, and then Lamar's going to be our quarterback. It's looking very good, and the defense is going to be very good as well. So that's the recap for the preseason. We're going to do a recap for every preseason for the Ravens games, and then one final recap after preseason is over on the Power Play podcast. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It's with me, Evan, Kevin, and then Sapri. They're all my friends. It's a very good, fun time. So guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.